We are taking on a new mortgage of $364,500, and that number scares me a little bit. It's more money than I paid for my first home, and it's a lot more than I'm honestly comfortable with. So my plan is to pay it off as fast as possible. This plan starts with asking my mortgage lender questions before I took out the loan. In the past, I've shared videos about how to pay off your mortgage faster. I was doing that on my first home, and I would often get comments like, my lender doesn't allow biweekly payments. And these comments are not lies. Some lenders do not allow that. Some loans are written in a way that you cannot pay it off faster using certain techniques. So the key to actually being able to pay off your home is to set this up before you get the loan. So that experience taught me that the key to actually being able to pay off your home is asking some questions before you even take on the loan. This means you're going to be shopping mortgage lenders to find someone that is going to give you a loan that you can pay off quickly using certain techniques like biweekly payments, recasting the loan, and just paying it earlier by paying down the principal. So there are 4 questions I asked my mortgage lender before I actually ended up taking on the loan, and I want to share those 4 questions with you in this video. If you are thinking about getting a mortgage and you know you want to pay it off faster, definitely ask your lender these questions. Question number 1, are there any issues or penalties with making principal only payments to pay off the loan early? This is the number 1 question you need to ask because some loans are set up in a way that they will charge you penalties or they will only allow you to pay off a certain amount per year. There's lots of different ways this can be set up, so you definitely need to look into what the loan you are getting allows. For our loan, the mortgage lender said that there were no issues at all. There's no prepayment penalties, and we can make principal only payments as often as we would like, and they are okay with that. Number 2, do you offer biweekly payments? This is important because setting up biweekly payments is one of the easiest ways I have personally found to pay off a mortgage faster without a lot of extra work on your behalf as the person paying the loan. To do this, you have to pay 1 month ahead, and then you set up your payment so that you are paying half of your mortgage payment every 2 weeks. This means that you're basically paying 1 extra mortgage payment per year. With my last loan, they would apply a half payment in June and then a half payment in December, which equaled 1 full payment going straight to principal per year. For us, our new loan allows biweekly payments. They said that once our loan is approved and set up and with their customer service department so that we could pay it, we could set up our biweekly payments and get the schedule figured out. Because like I said, generally you have to pay a month ahead. So like in that first month when you don't technically have a mortgage payment, when you purchase a home, you could still make your mortgage payment and then get set up on biweekly payments. But asking the lender to make sure that you can do biweekly payments is the very first step, because if you're getting a loan where that's not even an option, it doesn't matter how to set it up. The next question I asked was, do you allow recasting as well as refinancing? A recast is a little bit different than a refinance. With a refinance, you are basically taking on a new loan and you are paying all of the fees and getting a new loan, a new interest rate, and all of that. With a recast, you are basically putting a large lump sum toward the loan that you have. So none of the loan terms are going to change, but you're putting a large lump sum down to the principal to reduce the amount that you owe. But then because you've made a large lump sum payment to the principal and you owe less, the mortgage company is able to redo your monthly payment. So you have the same interest rate and you have all of the same terms of the loan, but you are going to be paying less. Because you've made that big payment and reduced the amount on the loan that you owe, a recast allows you to reduce what you actually pay per month. So your monthly payment goes down, which is great, especially if you're trying to pay off the mortgage, because you could still pay the same amount that you were paying and put all of that extra amount that you now don't have to pay toward the principal. This will allow you to pay it off a lot faster, and recasting is a great way to reduce your monthly obligation. So it's also great if you know that in a year, if you bought a new build, for example, your taxes are going to go way up, or your home insurance is going to go way up in a year. It's a great option and something that we are planning to do in the first year that we live in the home. And then my final question was also about recasting. It was, what is the minimum to recast and the cost. Recasting is something that I've seen other people do with their loans that has been really successful in paying it off faster, and I was unable to do that with my first loan, so I wanted to make sure I had all of the information this time. With the bank that is going to be servicing our mortgage, they charge a $500 fee for a recast. So instead of paying the full refinancing cost, I would only pay $500, but then they do require, kind of as a minimum, about 10% of the balance to be put down on the recast. So for us, if we were still owing $360,000 at the end of the first year and we wanted to do a recast, we would need to pay $36,000 to reduce the principal of our loan, and then we could have it recast so that we would owe less per month. So those are some of the questions that I personally asked about our new mortgage loan that will allow us to pay it off faster. Our goal is to pay this off as fast as possible, and I knew that to do that, we had to get the right loan with the right servicing so that we could implement some of these options and pay down this loan as quickly as we can. I am excited that even though this loan is a little bit scary to me in the fact that it's a lot larger than I'm used to, I am going to be able to pay it down faster thanks to all of these questions having good answers from my lender, so that I'm able to do things like biweekly payments, recasting my loan, and just paying it down faster in general. If you are just paying the principal down without recasting, you're going to have that same higher monthly payment every single month, and you'll just have the money going to reduce the number of those payments that you have to make. But recasting allows you to have that lower payment where you can then put more money every single month toward, once again, either saving up for another recast or reducing the loan further by paying those principal payments. If you want to see us pay off this loan and see how quickly we can do it, definitely subscribe to Pennies Not Perfection. I will be sharing all of the numbers and our success or failure with this goal as we go along. Until then, watch this video next.